Welcome back to Coach's Corner. The head coach of the Pohai wrestling team, Coach Jared Wynn, is with me. And Coach, take us back to the Jinx tournament. That was the last competition and the Jinx tournament. 14th as a team. You had a couple of placers. What were some of the highlights for you and the team?
Yeah, we just went to Jinx this past weekend. We took 14 guys, which is the most we've kind of taken, which is excellent. I'm glad about that. 14th as a team, out of about 24 teams. It's a very good tournament. I mean, they got some out-of-state teams that come. I know Chinook, Kansas, and a Missouri team are there. Some good competition, but we had two guys that placed. Ethan Kimball got third at 113 pounds, and Martez Carnes got sixth at 126 pounds. Some highlights is some of my freshmen beat some very good guys.
Wow.
At their weight that going in you may not think that they're going to win that match and pulled out a win. So big for them. Good seeding criteria for late in the season.
Yeah.
Overall, just kind of had a good week. And
when you see some of your younger wrestlers and the freshmen who are over at East, they're not even at the high school.
Well, they're with us.
Oh,
they're
they're
freshmen. Yeah.
Okay.
I pull them up and kind of have them just practice with us since they're kind of on the team and and they're in the lineup. So I make them practice our practices.
Oh, very good. When you see them go up against maybe a sophomore, junior, a senior even, and end up winning matches, I mean, my goodness gracious, that how do you explain that? Is it just their experience growing up youth wrestling and stuff like that? I mean, what is it that they bring that?
Just kind of their willingness and their desire to go compete, and that's the biggest thing. I mean. You got to walk out there knowing that no matter who this guy is, what his name is, what grade he's in, he stepped on the mat just like you are. He's the same weight you are. He wants to win just like you. So who wants to win more really is what it comes down to. You always, when you throw a freshman get to senior, whether they've been wrestling their whole life or not, there's always a gap there, some experience because they've had 3 years of high school wrestling to, kind of adapt to where they're at now. And we're, as a freshman, you're just stepping into that spot. But when you've been wrestling a long time, you should have an idea and a feel what you're doing. So they just got to go compete, not think about name or grade. Just hey, this guy's just like me. He's at my weight. He's just from another school. I train hard. He trains hard. We're gonna go battle it out.
When you have two wrestlers that are at the same weight, I mean, how much does all of a sudden body composition comes into play? I mean, do you see two wrestlers out there at the same weight? They don't look like they're at the same weight, but they're at the same weight?
Oh, yeah. It happens all the time.
I bet.
I've seen the funniest. You got a guy that's way up here tall and this little short guy, but, this guy's real thin and lean. And this guy's a little more muscular or something, but when it comes down to weight, they're the exact same. It's kind of like, how does that guy weigh the same as him? But it happens. Not all the time. Majority of the time, their body's pretty much very similar. Maybe muscle tone might be a little different for one compared to the other one. For the most part, they're pretty average, or not average, trying to say average. They're about the same. You might, run into that one where this guy just really tall, and that's where I'm like, man, I bet some basketball coach somewhere is upset.
Yeah, right. No
you
doubt,
got this really tall guy wrestling, but that basketball coach is like, man, he go dunk the ball for us or something. But you see it, not a lot, but it happens.
Yeah. Well, the Pohai wrestling team, they're going to be. As you're watching this, they're on their way to Stillwater, and they are competing with Stillwater. It's a duel on Thursday.
Yes.
Tell us what you know about Stillwater. What kind of a team do they have?
Stillwater's kind of like us. I mean, they got some guys in the mix, and they're younger, some that are older. They've been wrestling really well this year, though. We're watching them compete against other teams. Coming in, I thought we'd have a really good chance. Not saying we don't, but they have somehow throughout the season, every duel find a way to win, and I'm kind of like, but so we're just gonna have to go battle. The good thing is, we'll have a very good lineup on Thursday. We'll only be giving up one weight where we've been giving up 2, 3, 4 because of injuries or sicknesses or grades or just whatever. But we should only be giving up one weight, which is huge. It's hard to win when you're forfeiting weights. So that should be a big factor for us, and we just got to go look to get bonus in our matches.
Very nice. Well, it is a busy, busy weekend, and it starts with that duel in Stillwater on Thursday, and then hitting the road again to Sand Springs. Big tournament Friday and Saturday.
Yes, no break. We go straight from Thursday night Stillwater to Sand Springs Friday, Saturday.
How many teams are going to compete in that tournament? Do you know?
There's usually around 20.
Around 20 teams.
Yeah, 20 teams. A new team that is coming this year is Allen, Texas, who is the #1 team in Texas. They just won the Cushing tournament last weekend by a lot. They're very tough. They travel all the time. Like every time you see them, that they used to go to the Kansas City tournament that we went to. They go to a tournament in Reno. They come up here and get competition. They're a very tough tournament, team. So it's gonna be good to see them and see how we compete against that level of guys. So I'm excited to see you there.
Will your wrestlers have a chance to wrestle against some of them?
Possibly.
Yeah.
When when you're in a tournament setting, you get put in a bracket and you never know where you're gonna be. But there's a good possibility that we'll meet at least a couple of them somewhere. Some guy will. Maybe not everybody will get to wrestle an Allen guy, but somebody on our team hopefully will get to meet up with one of them so we can kind of see where we are and kind of where because we know where they are. So
very
good. It's a good gauge for us.
Individuals on your team, athletes who are showing just marked improvement or just working their tail off in the wrestling room to get better and to compete. Can you give some shout outs? Every time I ask somebody to do that, you're like, I'm going to forget somebody.
Right. There's 14 guys on the team, and honestly, none of our duels or tournaments have been the same guys.
Yeah.
With the freshmen in the lineup, I have to be careful on where I take them, and it's all based on a point system. And so if I get too many points on them, they can be in trouble and I can be in trouble. So I got to make sure to pay attention to where they go, how many points they're getting, what duels they're in. So really our lineup this year is always going to be fluctuating with each event. But yeah, Preston Lee, our 106-pounder, he's been wrestling real well. He battles. He started at 113, come down to 106. He actually placed 5th at Perry. He was our only place at the Perry tournament, which they say is between the state tournament, Perry and Gary have a tournament. That's the toughest 3 tournaments in Oklahoma.
Yeah.
They say, and we went up to Kansas City, and he was the only one to make it in the gold bracket.
Wow.
We had several other guys, or 3 other guys in the silver bracket, but he was the only one to make it to the gold bracket and actually placed 8th, which is actually an All-American. We placed top 8 in a huge tournament like that with 50 teams. You're an All-American, so you're actually All-American.
Wow, that is just incredible.
Yeah.
Lots of work in the wrestling room. What does the practice schedule look like? I mean, in between these duels and tournaments and everything. I mean, you're very busy, obviously. Mm-hmm. They in the wrestling room every day.
Every day, every day, even on Sundays.
Wow.
No rest for the wicked, right?
Right.
We gotta stay in the room, keep competing.
Yeah.
With wrestling comes weight, and weight is a big factor. You gotta make the weight to be able to step on the mat. And so it's hard to take time off because we don't want them gaining too much. So every chance we can get in the room and just kind of roll around, and not as a cut weight, but just kind of be there in the room. Some weight comes off, and that way they're able to eat and feel better about how they feel, and just practices. As we get closer to competition, we kind of take them down a notch. But like today. On Monday, we don't have anything till Thursday, so today will be a tougher day.
Yeah.
Because they have some days to recover. Whereas on Thursday, or on Wednesday, our practice won't be too much. It'll be lighter. Then Thursday will be very, very light. Just kind of make sure everyone's down to weight and everything and ready to go.
When it comes to making weight, when you're on your way to a tournament, and you know that they're going to be weighing in as soon as you arrive, are they not drinking too many fluids and stuff like that, because it could make a difference, right?
Yes, yeah. You gotta think, a pound of water is a pound. I mean, so every drink you put in is probably a 10th or 2, and that adds to your weight.
Yeah.
We're always checking weight, and we try not to make that a big huge factor, but sometimes kids do.
Yeah.
Kids are kids. But yeah, when we're headed to a tournament, and of course, I always try to make sure we get there early. Because everyone's scales sometimes may be a little bit different.
Yeah.
It may be off. They might be a little heavier than ours or lighter than ours. Kids always like it when they're lighter than ours. Obviously they think they're here and show up when they're less.
Right.
But yeah, on the way usually it's kind of quiet on the bus. Everyone's probably hadn't had anything to drink that day or much to drink, or just kind of focused in on the duel.
How precise do you have to be? I mean, do you have to be right if you're wrestling at 106? You got to be 106, period.
Yes, 106.0. If it says 106.1, you're out. You don't get to compete.
Really?
Yes, that's part of making the weight. Now, we're past January 1st, so obviously they get a 2-pound growth allowance. So let's just say says, hey, we recognize that kids grow as as they get older, they're growing. And so once they hit January, they say, okay, you get 2 pounds. So now 106 is now 108.
Okay.
Yes, when we step on the scale somewhere, it's got to be 108.0 or below. You know, it's always good to be below. I tell the kids to try and be 0.5 below, just for that reason. We go to go to another tournament or duel, and their scale's heavy. You know, if we're 0.0 here, we go there, and now it's 0.4. Well, now we're kind of scrambling around like, we're overweight. We're overweight. What are we gonna do now?
Right.
But if you try to say half pound under, usually no one's more. Scales they're supposed to be calibrated each year, and make sure that they're.
Right.
They're not fluctuating a pound here or there.
Right.
And so everyone's pretty close. So I tell them, at least leave you half a pound so you're not going crazy when we show up and you're a little bit over.
Right. Next duel at Robson. When is that coming up?
It'll be January 30th against
30th.
Perry. Perry's a very tough team. Last year didn't look so good, and the score was very bad on our end. But this year I think it's going to be a lot different. They're still a good team. They always will be. They always produce. I mean, Perry's won I don't know how many titles. I mean, it's just crazy amount. But I think we're going to go compete with them. I think we'll do very well. And if everyone will go out there and wrestle like I think, we might surprise somebody. We might pull out a win. I think it's a possibility, definitely.
Well, you definitely want to be in Robson Fieldhouse on the 30th when Perry comes to town for that big wrestling duel to support our Pro High wrestlers. And best of luck to the Pro High wrestlers as they compete in duels and tournaments. And we'll, of course, have Coach Wynn with us right here on Coach's Corner throughout the rest of the wrestling season. Coach, thank you so much.
Thank you, Sean.
It is Coach's Corner. That's going to do it. Our thanks to Kristen Smith, the head coach of the national champion Po High Steppers, and to Coach Wynn. Until next time, thank you for watching.